Hello students, welcome to Sri Jayendra's Ring Zone classes. I'm your friend and mentor for coming classes with respect to physics. This is lecture number 5 of a unit oscillations. So let's begin with today's class. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the energy in simple harmonic oscillator. It's an SHM. Let's have a look. So when we say it's an energy, we say that the mechanical energy associated with the particle executing SHM at any point is the summation of potential energy and kinetic energy at that point. Let's first define the expression for the kinetic energy, and we have two relations for the velocity. One of them is v is equals to a omega cos omega t. This is the velocity function with respect to time when particle has started its motion from the mean position, and the another relation is v is equals to omega root of a square minus x square. Let's use them one by one and let's have a look what we can have. So the velocity of the particle executing simple harmonic motion at any position is given by this v is equals to omega root of a square minus y square, where y is the displacement. This is the displacement of particle, while a is the amplitude of SHM. A is the amplitude and y is the displacement of the particle. So the kinetic energy of the particle can be given as this is kinetic energy, which is equals to half mv square. And if I replace the value v with this omega under root of a square minus v square, this is half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. So this kinetic energy, it is equals to half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. Also the velocity of the particle which is executing a simple harmonic motion at any position is given as v is equals to a omega cos omega t. Yes, this is the relation with respect to time. Now if I find out the kinetic energy, for this relation that is based on the time, then this kinetic energy could be given as it's an half mv square, and while if I replace the v, this is equals to half m a square omega square cos square omega t. Let's work for the expression for the potential energy. So to define the potential energy, let's consider a particle of mass m who is executing an SHM, and if let's say F is the force and the y is the displacement of this particle, then the restoring force F could be written as this is equals to m into a, and this could be written as this is equals to minus of m into omega square into y. So work is done in displacing the body through a small displacement dy against the restoring force, and this work done that should be is equals to minus of f dy, that is equals to m omega square dy. So the total work done in displacing the body from 0 to y, that sorry, it's a total work done in displacing the body from 0 to y can be given as this is work done which is equals to integration of dw, and this is simply the integration from 0 to y. This is 0 to y, it's an m omega square y dy. This is equals to m omega square, keep it aside. This is integration of y dy from 0 to y. So this is equals to half m omega square y square. So this work done is stored as a potential energy, and that is what we call as an half m omega square y square. As well as we have this relation, this is y is equals to a sine omega t. So this could be written as half into m omega square a square sine square omega t. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Do you understand this? So we have two relations. We have basically two relations. One for the potential energy, one for the kinetic energy, And based on this relation, we are going to identify the potential energy and kinetic energy values at different locations. So before we proceed, let's summarize this relations. We have this, it's a potential energy, it's in half into k into y square. This k could be written as half m omega square, so this is equals to half m omega square y square. And if I replace this y, which is equals to a sine omega t, then this potential energy could be written as this is half m omega square a square sine square omega t. This is the relation of the potential energy. We have one relation for the kinetic energy, that is equals to half into m into v square. We have the relation of v is omega root of a square minus of y square. So this is equals to kinetic energy, it's equals to half into m into omega square into bracket a square minus of y square. And from this is the kinetic energy, that is equals to half into m into v. It's an a square omega square cos square omega t. I hope this is clear. So basically what I mean to say is that this is the first relation, this is the second relation. Same way, this is the relation, this is the 1 dash and this is the 2 dash. If you see all this two relations, 1 and 1 dash, this two relations represents the potential energy or kinetic energy based on their displacements. So that a situation arise where you need to find out the kinetic energy or potential energy based on their displacement, what you need to do is you need to take a help from this guys. But let's say if question has been asked that find out the potential energy at t is equals to this much seconds, or find out the potential energy at t is equals to 2 seconds, 3 seconds, then you need to get an help from this. It's a potential energy is equals to, because this is the relation based on the time. I hope this is clear. So do you understand this? Have you got this? What I mean to say, we have both the relations. You can choose it wisely so that we can have a correct answer. I hope this is clear. Yes, we will go through this questions. We will go through the questions. But before we go through questions based on this, I want to find out the velocities at particular positions. I want to find out the energies of this particular locations. First, at the extreme position. When it's an extreme position, it is the case when y is equals to a. So the potential energy that could be given as half into m omega square y square. And if I want to replace this y with a, then it is the half m omega square a square. And what is the kinetic energy? That kinetic energy is equals to half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. And for extreme position, if I put y is equals to 0, this is equals to 0. So if I look for the total energy, then this total energy could be written as potential energy plus kinetic energy. And this potential energy would be equals to half m omega square a square. This kinetic energy is the 0. So this total energy, this is equals to half m omega square a square. Great. Now let's look all this at mean positions too. So potential energy at mean position, it's an half m omega square y square. This is equals to 0. Kinetic energy at the mean position, that means this y needs to be 0. So this is equals to half m omega square a square. This is the kinetic energy at the mean position. If I work for the total energy, then this is equals to potential energy plus kinetic energy, and this is equals to 0 plus half m omega square a square. So the total energy is constant, which is always half m omega square a square. One more thing, and very interesting, that if I find out this total energy, at any position, what it would be. Let's have a look. Potential energy at any position, it would be an half m omega square y square. Kinetic energy at any position, it's an half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. the total energy would be equals to potential energy plus kinetic energy, and that is equals to half m omega square y square plus half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. If I'm going to solve this, I'm having this, it's a 1 by 2 into, m omega square a square. So from this equation 1, 2 and 3, it is clear that total energy of a particle under SHM is constant at any point on its path. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? So total energy would be always equal. Please keep this in mind that total energy would be always it is equals to half ka square, and that is not going to be changed at any place. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Do you have any doubts? No? Great. Now let's look at certain quick questions. We can see that at mean position, kinetic energy, yes, it is maximum. Next question. If the frequency of the vibration is n, then the frequency of the vibration of its potential energy is, this is 2n. How? If you look at this, this is the mean position, this is x equals to 0, this is x equals to plus a, let's say, and this is x equals to minus of a. So at this point at x equals to a, this potential energy is maximum. At this point its a potential energy is maximum, and at this point its a potential energy is equals to minimum. So if frequency is n, this is going to repeat itself from 0 to max, max to mean, mean to max, and max to mean again. So this is twice of the frequency that we have. I hope this is clear. So this was the quick questions. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Are you sure? Now let's relate and let's look at one more time for the total energies in the simple harmonic motion. So when I say total energy in SHM, I mean to say it's the energy, or I should say it's a kinetic energy plus potential energy. When I say it's a kinetic energy, it is equals to half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. Potential energy, this is half into m omega square into y square. So this total energy would be equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So if I add this to, it's an half into m omega square into bracket a square minus y square plus y square. This has gone, and if this has gone, this is equals to half m omega square a square. When I say this half m omega square a square, this m omega square could be replaced by k, and this is equals to half k square. I hope this is clear. Yes. One more thing is this could be written as, this was the total half m omega square a square. So I can replace this omega with 2 pi f, and this will give me an ET is equals to, total energy is equals to half into m into 2 pi f whole square into a square. So this is, when I say it's a 2 pi square, that is equals to 4 pi square. So this total energy would be equals to 2 pi square into m into f square into a square. So when I say it's an f which is equals to 1 by t, it's a 2 pi square m a square by t square. So when we say total energy of a particle performing SHM, that depends on that is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude first, that is directly proportional to its mass, you can see this, and inversely proportional to the square of the time period, that is what we call as a t. Do you understand this? Do you? Great. So energy is at SHM and its conservations at the mean position. When we say at the mean position, this y is equals to 0, and if y is equals to 0, that means its potential energy would be 0, because it's a half ky square. It's a y is equals to 0, potential energy is 0. So this total energy would be equals to the kinetic energy only. And at the extreme position, this y is equals to plus minus a. So if at the extreme position it is equals to y is equals to plus minus a, this is et is equals to ek plus ep. At the extreme, kinetic energy is vanishes, and that means total energy is equals to potential energy only at the extreme position. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? So if we plot the graph, this is very beautiful graph. You can see this, that this is containing a large amount of information within it. Let's have a look. What does it have? This shows the variation of the kinetic energy, potential energy, and total energy against the displacement. So on this axis I have kept the displacement, and on this axis, on y axis, I have kept the energy. So as you can see, this is minus a, this is plus a, this two are the extreme positions. And when we say these two are the extreme positions, that at extreme positions your kinetic energy will be the minimum and it would be a zero. So if this will be the zero, it starts beginning from here, and at the extreme position potential energy would be maximum. So this is representing potential energy and this is representing kinetic energy. As soon as you switch from minus a to 0, that means from extreme position to mean position, your potential energy keep on decreasing, and at mean position your potential energy will be minimum, while that of kinetic energy will be maximum. I hope this is clear. And again as you switch, again as you move from the mean position to the extreme position, again as you move from the mean position to extreme position, your kinetic energy keep on decreasing like this, and your potential energy keep on increasing like this. And at the extreme position again, potential energy will be the maximum, while the kinetic energy will be the minimum. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Now do you have any doubts? Is there anything? Is there? But one more thing is, when we talk about the total energy, when we talk about the total energy, which is addition of this plus this, it is a constant. So this line represents the total energy. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Great. So let's conclude the situation from the graph given. At the mean position, total energy is purely kinetic energy because potential energy is zero. At the extreme position, total energy is purely potential energy because at extreme position kinetic energy is zero. And kinetic energy and potential energy are interconvertible, and the nature of graph of kinetic energy and potential energy against the displacement is parabolic. I hope this is clear. We have one more very interesting demonstrating of this. As you can see this and try to understand what it represents. Yes, have you got this? Have you? Do you understand this? That if you see this, this is when block is at minus a. When block is at minus a, this potential energy is maximum. When block is at this position, your kinetic energy would be the maximum. And when this is at plus a, it is the potential energy which is maximum again. Yes, I hope you understand this and you like this. Is it? Is it? Great. So now we understand much things that we should know for the kinetic energy, potential energy, and total energy. Now let's work on it. That work with the questions. So have your pen and paper ready and do it with me. So find out displacement of particle when potential energy, when potential energy and kinetic energy of particle is same. So we need to find out the displacement of particle when potential energy and kinetic energy of the particle is same. How will we do this? What what could be done? What we can do for this? So what we understand is that it's a potential energy. The potential energy could be given as this is equals to half into m into omega square into x square. I have used this x as a displacement. And the kinetic energy could be given as this is equals to half into m into omega square into bracket a square minus of x square. According to the data, this potential energy and kinetic energy should be equal. So from this, it's a potential energy is equals to kinetic energy. And when this is potential energy is equals to kinetic energy, so this would be half m omega square x square. This is equals to half m omega square into bracket a square minus of x square. If I solve this, this half m omega square, half m omega square has been gone, and this is equals to x square, which is equals to a square minus of x square. From this, this is 2x square is equals to x square. So if this is the situation, it would be 2x square is equals to a square. It's an x square which is equals to a square by 2. And from this is x equals to plus minus a by root 2. This is this location. This is the location when potential energy and kinetic energy would be the equal. I hope this is clear. So if you observe this situation like this is mean position. Let's say this is the a by root 2 displacement, and this is x is equals to, let's say, plus a. Then at mean potential energy would be 0. Kinetic energy would be the maximum. At the extreme position, kinetic energy will be 0, but potential energy will be the maximum. But at the x equals to a by root 2 location, potential energy and kinetic energy, this two would be a 50% of total energy. Yes, I hope this is clear. This is the location. This is the location where potential energy and kinetic energy would be equal. I hope this is clear. Is it? One more question based on this only. That question is find out time required to displace the particle. Find out time required to displace the particle by 1 by root 2 times of amplitude. So this is the time required. This is the time required. You need to find out this. How will you do this? What could be done? What could be done? So the situation would be we have given that we need to find out the displacement of the particle, and the displacement of the particle should be a by root 2 times, while a is the amplitude. Let's assume that motion has been started from the mean position, and if it has been started from the mean position, then this x is equals to a sine omega t, and this is equals to a by root 2. This is equals to a sine omega t. So this and this has been gone, and this is equals to 1 by root 2 is equals to sine of omega t. When this is the situation, then it is sine pi by 4 is equals to sine of omega t, if I take an inverse ratio, inverse function on both the sides, it would be a pi by 4. This is equals to 2 pi by t multiplied by t. So this and this has gone, and this t is equals to t by 8. So this is the location. This is the location where amplitude is 1 by root 2 times 1 by root 2 times of the maximum amplitude. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Any doubts up till now? Is there anything? No? Good. So the situation will be that at displacement of 1 by root 2 times of the maximum amplitude, kinetic energy and potential energy will be equal. I hope this is clear. And when this happens, this will happen at t is equals to t by 8. So this is 1/8 of the time period when potential energy and kinetic energy of the particle who is performing an SHM will be equal. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? So let's see the situation that this was the situation. This was x equals to 0. This is x equals to a by 2. This is x equals to a. This is x equals to minus of a by 2. This is x equals to minus of a. And let's say this is the potential energy, this is the kinetic energy, and this is the total energy. The potential energy would be equals to half kx square. So keep this in mind. This potential energy, it's in half k into x square. Keep this in mind and write down the value of all this energies. So at x equals to minus a, it's in half into k a square. As we know that the total energy would be always equals to an half k a square, and that means kinetic energy at extreme position, or I should say extreme left position, would be a 0. So the total energy at x equals to minus a, it's an half k a square. Now let's discuss the situation for the x equals to minus of a by 2. What would be the situation at x equals to minus of a by 2? Let's have a look. Potential energy would be equals to 1 by 2 into k into a square by 4, and when it is such situation, it's a 1 by 2 into 1 by 4. This is 1 by 8 k a square. Kinetic energy, as we know that the total energy is equals to half k a square, and when the total energy is half k a square, potential energy, it's a 1 by 8 k a square. This total kinetic energy would be equals to 3 by 8 k a square. So this plus this will give me the total energy, and which is equals to half k square. Next, it is the displacement of x equals to 0. So what would be the situation? Let's have a look. At x equals to 0, this potential energy, put this x equals to 0 and this potential energy would be 0. This kinetic energy, this kinetic energy is equals to half into k into a square, because this total should be half k square. I hope this is clear. So this is the mean position. Now let's talk about the x equals to a by 2. When this displacement is equals to a by 2, then this potential energy would be equals to 1 by 8 k a square. This kinetic energy would be equals to 0, and this total energy, sorry, my mistake, it's so 1 by 8 k a square. This is equals to 3 by 8 k a square, and this is 1 by 8 plus 3 by 8. This is equals to 1 by 2 k a square. I hope this is clear. And at the extreme position, this is x equals to a. The situation would be potential energy, it's a maximum possible, which is half k a square. Kinetic energy will be the 0, and this total energy is half k a square. I hope this is clear. So do you understand this completely? Yes, no? Yes, great. Now one more thing I want to show you is that look at this instant, that total energy is at minus a, it's a half k a square, half k a square, half k a square, half k a square, half k a square. This is never changes. This is never changes. So it means a time period of total energy is infinite. It is the time period of the total energy is infinite, or I should say it's a frequency of total energy is zero. Yes, because it is never ever going to change. I hope this is clear. Now let's talk about the time period of kinetic energy. Now what do we mean by time period? First let me tell you what do we mean by time period. What we understand by the time period is that it should complete one of the oscillation. And what do we mean by one of the oscillation? What do we mean by one of the oscillation? While we say one of the oscillation, that means we should start from, let's say, 0 to maximum, and again 0. Yes, 0 0 to maximum and maximum to 0. This is what we understood by the time period. So the situation will be that if I want to talk about the time period of the potential energy, if I want to talk about the time period of the potential energy, then this is 0, this is half k square, from half k square to the 0. So this is the time period of t by 2. It's a half of the total, because when you say the total time period 0 0 to max, max to 0 0 to minus n, minus a to 0. Yes, as we have discussed, it's a 4 quarters that needs to be completed. So when I talk about the energies time period, it is just the half of the initials. So I mean say it's a time period. I can say it's a time period of of potential energy and and kinetic energy is t by 2, and and their frequencies are 2f. So time period of potential energy and kinetic energy is t by 2, and their frequencies are 2f. One more thing, what about the time period of kinetic energy minus potential energy? So kinetic energy minus potential energy, I will keep this in a mode so that it would be having a positive value only, is having time period of t by 4 and frequency for the same is 4f. This is the difference between kinetic energy minus potential energy. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? So mode of kinetic energy minus potential energy is having a time period of t by 4, and frequency for the same, it is the 4f. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Are you sure? Even this could be summarized, and this could be evaluated by one more approach. Let's have a look. Let's suppose the question says that write down the expressions for displacement and potential energy for particle performing SHM. from the mean position. So when we say that the particle has started its motion from the mean position, it's an x which is equals to a sine omega t. This potential energy, that is equals to half into k into x square. And if this is potential energy is equals to half kx square, this could be written as potential energy is equals to half into k into a square sine square omega t. I hope this is clear. So this is the potential energy relation for the particle having performing SHM. When this is performing an SHM, such as this is the potential energy, it's in half k a square into sine square omega t. If I have been asked find time period of of given function, what should I do? Because this is a square function, I cannot directly compare it with x equals to a sine omega t kind of thing, because this is sine square. So what I need to do is that I need to use a little trigonometry, and when I use it, this sine square omega t could be replaced by 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. If I am replacing this, this will simply give me the half ka square minus of 1 by 2 into 2, it's a 1 by 4 ka square cos 2 omega t. I hope you understand this. Now what you need to do is you need to simply compare this with x plus, let's say, y cos 2 omega t. I hope this is clear. This is what we call as a DC shift. It is basically used to change the amplitude or to change the complete system. This is the y, which is a new amplitude, and this is cos 2 omega t. I hope this is clear. So when I want to switch this, when I want to find out the what is the time period of this, give me a moment. I need to do this. This is, so we have the relation which is equals to y is equals to sorry, it's a y cos 2 omega t, and that is need to be compared with half ka square cos 2 omega t. So this is omega, or I should say this is 2 omega, which is equals to 2 pi by t. This has gone, and this time period was the pi by omega. When I compare this with x equals to a sine omega t, when I compare this with x equals to a sine omega t, the time period of this is the omega is equals to 2 pi by t. I should say, let's say omega dash. So this t dash is equals to, this t dash should be equals to 2 pi by omega, and from this it's a t dash is equals to 2t. I hope this is clear, or I should say t is equals to t dash by 2, as that is what we have discussed, that time period of kinetic energy. Look at this, it's a time period of potential energy or kinetic energy is t by 2, and their frequencies are 2f. So do you understand? Have you done it? Have you done with this? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes. So from this it has been derived that potential energy and kinetic energy oscillates with 2f if displacement, velocity and acceleration oscillates with frequency f. I hope you are aware with this now. Have you done with this? Have you? Are you sure? Are you sure? Great. Now, ready for the question? Let's have a look. particle is performing SHM oscillates with relation that is given as x is equals to a sine 40 pi t. Find out frequency of displacement, velocity and acceleration. This is the first question, and the second question is find out frequency of potential energy, kinetic energy and kinetic energy minus potential energy. How will you do this? So sorry, this x which was equals to a sine 40 pi t, compare this with our standard relation which is x is equals to a sine 2 pi f into t. So this 2 pi f is equals to 40 pi, and when this is the situation, this frequency would be the 20. So frequency of the displacement, it's a 20 hertz. If you want to try it for the velocity as well, then velocity could be given as a into 40 pi, because it's a omega cos 40 pi t. I need to compare this with the a into omega into cos of 2 pi f into t. So same way, velocity, it's a frequency of velocity. Basically it's a frequency of velocity which is equals to 20 hertz. Yes, and same is the frequency, same is true for the frequency of acceleration as well. So what we understand is frequency of displacement is equals to frequency of velocity is equals to frequency of acceleration, which is equals to 20 hertz. Have you got this? Have you? Do you understand this? Are you sure? Great. Now when we talk about the frequencies, of the potential energy and kinetic energy, then what we can have is that the frequencies of potential energy and kinetic energy is double than the displacement or velocity or acceleration. So frequency of potential energy, which is equals to twice of the frequency of the displacement, this is equals to 2 into 20, which is equals to 40 hertz. I hope this is clear. Same way it's a frequency of kinetic energy which is equals to twice of the frequency of the displacement, which is equals to 2 into 20, which is equals to 40 hertz. I hope this is clear. This is frequency of the potential energy and kinetic energy. And last but not the least, frequency of potential energy minus kinetic energy is 4 times the frequency of displacement. So this is frequency of potential energy minus of kinetic energy, which is equals to 4 times of 20 hertz, which is 8080 hertz. I hope this is clear and you understand this completely. Do you understand this? Are you sure? Any doubts up till now? Is there anything? Is there? No? Great. Now, next. Probably they ask that find out average value of potential energy and and kinetic energy for one complete cycle. When we say one complete cycle, that means one complete oscillation. What I want an average value of potential energy and kinetic energy. So first, let's write down the potential energy and kinetic energy. The potential energy, that is equals to half kx square, that we know, and that is equals to half into k into x square, which is equals to a square sine square omega t. So this could be given as 1 by 2 k a square. Now what I want the average value of sine square omega t, because as you see this k is a constant, this is a constant. So what I want, it's a potential energy, I should say it's an average value of the potential energy is required. So when I calculate the average value of sine square omega t, it would be a 1 by 2. So this is potential energy average value. This is 1 by 2 ka square multiplied by 1 by 2. It's an average value of sine square omega t. And when I take an average of this, it's a 1 by 4 ka square. So please do remember this at this point of time. You are going to learn this average value sine square omega t, that is equals to 1 by 2, when you reach to the class 12 in a unit alternating current, definitely, for sure. So at this point of time, please do remember this, that average value of sine square omega t for one cycle is 1 by 2. Let's work for the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy, it's an half into m into v square, while v square it's an m omega square into a square cos square omega t. So this is equals to m omega square could be written as k a square into cos square omega t. Now when I want potential average value of kinetic energy, I hope you understood this. Triangular symbol represents the average value. This is 1 by 2 multiplied by k multiplied by a square multiplied by average value of this cos square omega t. When I take an average of this, this is equals to 1 by 2 multiplied by k multiplied by a square into average of this is equals to 1 by 2. So this 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, which is equals to 1 by 4 into ka square, this is the average value of kinetic energy, which is equals to 1 by 4 into ka square. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? This is the average value of kinetic energy, which is equals to 1 by 4 into k into a square. So when I want total energy, or I should say total average energy, that is equals to average energy of potential plus average energy of kinetic. This is equals to 1 by 4 ka square plus 1 by 4 ka square. This 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, this is 2 by 4 ka square, and that stands to half ka square. Yes, this is never changes. And that's why it is 1 by 2 into k into a square. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Are you sure? Now, do you have any doubts up till now? Is there anything? Any doubts? Is there anything? Is there? No? Let's look at quick question. A total energy of a particle is directly proportional to, yes, it's an half m omega square a square, as well as this is half k squares. Yes, so this both a and b would be the correct option. Next, total energy of a particle is directly proportional to the total energy is half into k into a square. So and this k could be replaced as m into omega square into a square, and this omega, if I wish, this omega can be replaced, it's a m into 4 pi square f square a square. So this total energy depends directly on its mass, depends directly on the square of the frequency, and depends on the square of the amplitude. So this total energy depends on this and this. So it depends on its mass, yes. It depends on the square of the frequency, yes. It depends on the square of the amplitude, yes. So this total energy depends on this three. It depends on mass, it depends on square of the frequency, and depends on the square of the amplitude too. I hope this is clear. Correct. Next, at mean position, total energy, yes, it is equals to kinetic energy, because at mean position, value of potential energy would be a zero, and that's why it's a kinetic energy plus potential energy, which is equals to the total energy. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Is it? Are you sure? Great. Now let's work for one of the question. The question says find out displacement of particle when potential energy of particle is 3/4 of kinetic energy. You need to find out the displacement. How will you do it? It's potential energy. This is the situation that this is the potential energy, which is equals to 3/4 of kinetic energy. The potential energy that could be written as half into k into x square. This is equals to 3/4 multiplied by half into kinetic energy. It's an m omega square. This kinetic energy could be given as it's an half m v square. This v could be replaced by half into m into omega square into bracket a square minus of x square. So this is 3/4 into 1/2 into m omega square into bracket a square minus of x square. So this is simply the 1/2k. 1/2k is m omega square, that we know. So this is equals to x square, which is equals to 3/4 times of a square minus of x square. If I'm going to solve this, let's suppose if I solve this, this is x square is equals to 3/4 a square minus of 3/4 of the x square. So this is x square plus 3/4 of x square. This is equals to 3/4 of a square. So this is 4 plus 3, 7/4 into x square. This is equals to 3/4 of a square. This has gone, this has gone. So this x square is equals to 3/7 a square. And from this, this x is equals to, root of 3/7 amplitude a. This is the situation. This is the correct answer. This is the displacement of a particle when potential energy of particle is 3/4 of the kinetic energy. I hope this is clear. Is it? So do you understand each thing, everything? Any doubts up till now? Is there anything? No? So let's wind up the session over here. This was about the potential energy, kinetic energy, and total energy for the particle performing as such. Please go through this very carefully. Do as many questions as possible, because only practice of the questions can help us. Thank you. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.